Hey guys, super fired up. It's Testimony Tuesday, and by the words of our testimony, you not only set yourself free, but you set others free. That's amazing. Like, I was dropping off my daughter this morning at college, and she's like, "Dad, look at that license plate, testimony." And it just clicked. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a message to myself in my spirit and do a video on it. So awesome. I mean, I was fired up. I'm like, you know what? God will use everybody around you, and it clicks in when you're in the spirit. Like, you know what? Everything goes to scripture for me. I'm like, you know what? God could do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever imagine. 100% true. I never thought in a million years I would be wanting to do videos and share my story and being vulnerable and open up the windows of heaven for other people in your path. That's 100% true. So my testimony is, it's a long one, but I'll keep it really short. Worked my whole life as a kid, digging foundation with my dad, construction, and I always I didn't talk much. I didn't talk till I was like in the 10th grade. I used to be like, I don't know why I don't talk a lot. But my dad always said, if you have nothing good to say, wait till you get old, wait till you're ready. And it just always stuck with me. So I kept my mouth shut a lot, but everything works for God's purpose, his plan. I believe that. It's in Genesis 50:20. It's in the old and in the new, Romans 8:2-8. We know all things work together for the good, those who love God, those are called to his purpose. And everybody has a purpose. So once you find out that purpose, you go through a lot of tests, and those tests become your testimony. Like, this is only a test. Like they say, this is the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test. You're going through some pain right now, but I'm going to push you through. That higher power, Jesus in you, is going to push you through to get through that test, so you could be a testimony to others. I believe that goes for everybody. So I remember, I was never perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. Even when you're following Jesus Christ, you're not going to be perfect. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're just claiming, hey, you know what? I follow Jesus. I want to be better today than I was yesterday, so I could bring my tomorrow to be better in my future. And you do that for your kids and your children and so on, as we always say. So obedience is your job. That's what I believe. Like, when I first, my daughter used to be struggling. I'm going to be open. My daughter's struggling, and I used to go out and drink on the weekends because I just wanted to cope with what was going on. I didn't know what I should do. But I almost lost her a few times, I got to tell you. And something spoke in my heart when I was watching her, and I was very angry with God. I was like, you know what? I can't believe this. I'm doing all these good things, and nothing's working out. But he says, Rocco, you have to fully submit to me. I'm going to use you as a testimony and use your daughter as a testimony. And many people shall be better off as you lived. That's amazing. And how I got to that point, I give credit to this mentorship program that I have a friend that goes to church with me still. His name is Anthony. And I was in his mentorship program, and I wasn't in it for the money. I just love the positive vibe there. I'm like, wow, everybody's so positive. I like these people. These people are really positive. So we were doing some business on a Sunday, showing somebody the plan on how to get into the business. And I looked at him, he bought me coffee, Anthony. And he was always very well spoken. I'm like, I like this guy, Anthony. So I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to church. So I wound up going to church for the first time, a place in Belmore, and Connect Church. So I started connecting with the Spirit. That was my first Christian church. Started bringing my daughter there, and people are praying for her, laying hands on her. Guy from Robert Sanchez, I'll never forget, from California, comes over, picks her out of the audience and starts praying for her and prophesies on her life. I was like, wow, this is weird, definitely unusual, but I felt the energy. I'm like, a lot of tears were flowing. I was like, you know what, maybe this is I feel confident now she's going to pull through. And it gave me hope. So that's why I always talk about church, but more importantly, church is you on your own 2 feet. And how you spread the love is through your testimony, being open to people and be like, hey, you know what worked for me? The higher power, Jesus Christ, in your heart, God. However you want to describe it, there's so many ways to describe it. God is so big, he's the same forever, as it says in Genesis 50:20. I'm going to use all these things for your good. And into the New Testament, Romans 8:2-8, we know that all things work together for the good, those who love God, those who are called to his purpose. That fires me up. I'm like, you know what? Those things that we go through are for our testimony, to set others free. And say, hey, you know what worked for me? Jesus Christ. He's the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. That fires me up. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this. And Ephesians 3:20, one of my favorite scriptures, God could do in your life exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever imagine. So I hope this helps somebody. And